Messianic 7 News Perspective based on world news events surrounding modern-day Israel and the Jewish people. What the Torah holds for us, what is happening to the Gentiles, God's plan for the entire planet revolves around the physical and spiritual restoration of Israel and the consequent return of the Messiah Yeshua. Whether or not the nations realize it, world events are swirling around Israel and God's agenda, not the other way around. It is our hope that we can connect for you the prophetic dots between God's plan for mankind, Israel, and today's news based on Yeshua, who is our true Messiah. Stay tuned as Messianic 7 News present to you latest update. Vatican's anti-Semitic lies that was kept secret now revealed. Pope Francis, the 266th Bishop of Rome, Francis was elected to the Papacy on March 13, 2013, to replace Benedict XVI, who resigned from office 2 weeks earlier. Francis is the papal name of Jorge Mario Bergoglio.
What is the pontifical secret, which Pope Francis has just banned? Pontifical secret, or papal secrecy, was a confidentiality order that guarded and kept private all critical information regarding aspects of church government. Pope Francis released new legislation on his 83rd birthday, Tuesday, December 17th, that banned the pontifical secret that had been employed in cases of sexual abuse by Roman Catholic clergy. Dark secrets of the Vatican revealed. Vatican City is the smallest country in the world, completely enclosed within the city of Rome, with an area of around 110 acres and a population of roughly 1,000 people, but its modest physical size conceals its considerably outsized influence and authority. As the seat of the Holy See, the Pope's jurisdiction, Vatican City serves as the Catholic Church's command center, the world's oldest and biggest continuously operational religious organization. Vatican City is an important cultural hub since it is home to St. Peter's Basilica, the Sistine Chapel, and the Vatican Museums. It's quite significant. And, being the center of the world's greatest religious denomination, it's supposed to be a precious and holy site where God is present and stuff. However, there are some less than heavenly stains on the Vatican's history dating back to some of the Middle Ages' less savory popes and to the Vatican's independence from Italy being given in 1929 by notoriously laid-back man Benito Mussolini. Aside from conspiracy ideas like aliens or Templar riches, as well as the abuse scandals you've undoubtedly heard about, the Pope and his pointy-hatted entourage would rather you didn't know about. Here are a few examples. Secrets of the Vatican's secret archives. The Vatican's secret archives is likely the most natural place to begin when investigating the secrets hidden within Vatican City. The term alone evokes mystery, and numerous hypotheses have naturally developed regarding what may be housed within the 53 miles of shelves and 12 centuries worth of records only accessible to a select few. It doesn't take much effort to locate those who believe the archives include proof of alien life, proof Jesus never existed, or the authentic hidden name of God, which has been passed down from pope to pope since 463 AD. However, as history points out, the archives aren't truly secret in the sense of being concealed from the public. Rather, the term secret in this context denotes private because they officially store papal papers and communications. However, the archives are not entirely available to the public. They are only accessible to researchers who have gone through a rigorous vetting procedure, and journalists were not permitted to view the contents of the archives until 2010. Furthermore, even for this limited audience, papers in the archive are only available for viewing after 75 years. While the Vatican claims that this is due to the difficulty of processing the enormous volume of documents in the archives, this conveniently means that any documents relating to Pope Pius XII's actions during the Holocaust, aside from the few released that paint him in a favorable light, or the Church's numerous abuse scandals, remain hidden. The many scandals of the Vatican Bank. The Vatican Bank, formerly known as the Institutum per Operibus Religionis, Institute for Religious Works, or IOR, is a scandal-plagued financial institution. Since its inception in 1942, the Catholic Church's major financial organization has been entangled in so many controversies that Business Insider was able to compile a neat little top 5 list based on the 2015 book God's Bankers. The bank was established during World War II to circumvent the Allies' limitations on financial operations, and as a result of being immune from such restrictions, the Vatican Bank became the world's best offshore bank. Since then, the Vatican Bank has gained notoriety for its ties to organized crime, which uses the Vatican's sovereignty to avoid the scrutiny of international banks. The Vatican allegedly attempted to acquire $900 million in counterfeit bonds and securities from a mafia-linked organization in the 1970s, and a priest was detained in 2013 for attempting to use the Vatican Bank to transport millions of euros for the crime. Leaking the Vatican's secrets. Gianluigi Nuzzi, an Italian journalist, released His Holiness, the Secret Papers of Benedict XVI in 2012, which was made up of private correspondence and other confidential materials revealed to Nuzzi by Benedict's personal butler. This book provided a rare glimpse into the inner workings of the Vatican, including proof of widespread corruption and accusations that the Holy See is rife with envy and backstabbing, according to the Huffington Post. Because, of course, this leak incident became known as VatiLeaks. Even more bizarre, according to The Guardian, when the Vatican launched an internal investigation into the leak of these documents, they discovered that individuals outside the Vatican were blackmailing an underground network of gay prelates who were allegedly holding gay orgies in villas, beauty parlors, and saunas in and around Rome. Many people, including Pope Benedict's brother, think that the stress of these scandals led to Benedict's decision to leave the Pope. This conclusion appears quite plausible. The second wave of leaks, known as VatiLeaks 2, came in 2015, again with a book by Nuzzi at the core, but the sequel, according to The New Yorker, didn't have quite the same spicy thrill as Round 1. Whereas the first collection of documents depicted Benedict as overwhelmed and unable to control the maelstrom of corruption swirling around him, the second set depicts Francis as a daring reformer attempting to clean house within the Vatican bureaucracy. Unfortunately, there are no orgies in this one either. The Vatican's secret court. Some offenses are deemed extremely terrible in the Catholic judicial system. The committed bishops of the extra-legal tribunal who probe these heinous acts are members of an elite squad known as the Apostolic Penitentiary in Vatican City. These are their narratives. According to The Telegraph, Pope Alexander III established the Apostolic Penitentiary, often known as the Tribunal of Conscience, in 1179 and kept it secret until 2009. The tribunal considers cases involving heinous sins. Only the Pope may offer them absolution. Given that ordinary priests and bishops can supposedly deal with confessions of genocide, you might be wondering what type of mega-sins are presented before this hidden court. Attempting to murder the Pope, a priest shattering the seal of the confessional by revealing the identity or sin of someone confessing, and a priest having sex with someone are all examples. And then forgiving them for the sin of doing it in the presence of a priest, yikes, performing or paying for an abortion and then attempting to become a priest, or spitting up a communion wafer. That is believed to be worse than genocide. The Pope, working via this tribunal and its leader, known as the Major Penitentiary, then either gives absolution to the individual asking mercy or maintains the automatic excommunication that comes with such grave sins. Such situations are handled quietly and anonymously because they are seen as a question of conscience rather than public concern, which is an understandable conclusion. Because Vatican City is the world's smallest country, just 110 acres in size and with only roughly 1,000 recognized residents, it is at the heart of a number of mathematical irregularities. According to the BBC, one of these is the Vatican, which has the worst crime rate of any country in the world. What are your thoughts on this video? Let us know in the comment. Weaponize your curiosity with extraordinary belief. Mystery Code.
So many times devil hid himself in a religious smoke screen. Messianic 7 News perspective based on world news events surrounding modern-day Israel and the Jewish people. What the Torah holds for us, what is happening to the Gentiles, God's plan for the entire planet revolves around the physical and spiritual restoration of Israel and the consequent return of the Messiah Yeshua. Whether or not the nations realize it, world events are swirling around Israel and God's agenda, not the other way around. It is our hope that we can connect for you the prophetic dots between God's plan for mankind, Israel, and today's news based on Yeshua, who is our true Messiah. Stay tuned as Messianic 7 News present to you latest update.